Now to add photos, we want to go out to Finder and find some photo content we want to add. We'll shift click to select these and drag and drop them into iMovie itself. And this will take just a moment. Now by default, iMovie will add each photo at 4 seconds, and we'll put sort of a slow Ken Burns effect upon each photo. If you click on the image, you can rearrange it. Just drag from the center when you have the hamburger helper hand, and you can move it left or right in the project. Now we can double click on the clip and change its duration. We can manually enter in something like 6 seconds. And now we can visually see that that clip is taking longer. This slider here at the bottom, we can drag it either left or right to show more or less detail. That's only affecting the visual representation of the clips, not the actual length of the clips, just how much detail we're seeing. Now, if we select a clip and we decide we want to change our Ken Burns effect, we click on the crop tool in the center, and we can have two boxes that we can manipulate, a start box and an end box. If we drag and make this smaller and hit preview, we can see that we are zooming out from a much closer perspective. And we can click on this little flip-flop arrow, and now instead of zooming out, we'll actually zoom in. And if I click on the end box and push it in, we'll have sort of a dramatic squirrel-esque effect. And click done to accept the changes that you've made. We've got a couple other options. If we click on crop, we can see that we also have an option that is just crop instead of Ken Burns. And so this is not going to have any motion. It's just going to trim off the edges of your photo, however you choose to do so. And if you don't want to crop, you can always say fit. But what that's going to do is bring in the photo at its native aspect ratio. And in this case, we're having to add black bars to make it fit on the screen. Now we can change our default settings on the project. If we go back out to our project library, and we can see that we've got some photo duration settings that we can change from 4 seconds to really anything that we want. Maybe we decided that we want most of our photos to come in at 3 seconds, and instead of having the Ken Burns effect, we want them to only be cropped. And now if we switch back into our project, it has not actually changed the photos that were already in the project. That setting that we changed only changes photos upon import. So we'll delete those photos, jump back to Finder, re-import them into iMovie by dragging and dropping, and now each photo will be 3 seconds long, and it will be cropped instead of having the Ken Burns effect. Now, of course, I can double-click on each one of these images and change them individually like I showed before, but this is a nice way to set your default so that you're not having to change every photo to match a formula.